Hi, and welcome to Wearing Chaldean Numbers for Luck, or let's see, what do we have for the title here? Because Wearing Colors for Luck. I don't know if that's the greatest title as far as numerology, but it is what it is right now. So it's based on both of these books, and we'll kind of reference this second one a little more. All right, so Wearing Color for Luck. This is kind of what I put under the description, so we'll just read through it. Breaking the code. Colors and numbers are connected to the planets. In addition to your astrology chart, your name interacts with your day of birth, linking you to them further, causing good or bad occurrences in your personal life or that of a business. Using a Chaldean numerology color cure is like feng shui for the body, but works in reverse, where feng shui is a change in the environment that influences your thinking, which causes your experiences to change. The color you wear influences your outer environment and luck or favor, meaning you get back on your spirit path and not the karmic one that the system is inserting through calendars and spell language, etc. Your karmic name and calendar birth set you up to be at odds with certain planets. So, because we said it's connected to astrology. So, when your personal numbers or planets don't harmonize with the ones ruling that particular day, using color helps you override that influence and sail past difficulties. So, Chaldean numerology is a great addition to astrology as it adds your name into the mix and shows how, so not just your birth date, it's adding your name into the mix and shows how the numbers and planets either get along or conflict. It gives most a it gives most people a minimum of approximately a 30%, 33% improvement in their circumstances. Some get much higher results, which depends on what numbers can be changed, what name you're given, what's your birthday, the willingness to make changes, and using cures such as colors. Color is one of those. So that's what we're going to focus on today is just color. Julie, can you give me a yes just in the chat, if the slides are showing for you, just to make sure, because every once in a while this does something funky. We're going to keep going. Okay, so, all right, so Julie's responding here. Yes, okay, great. So we'll keep going. Why does color work? So similar to feng shui, which is what we just kind of said, where altering your surroundings affects your state of mind as you observe them, wearing Chaldean colors forces the outer world to align with you. So it's like, okay, I know what I'm seeing out there, but that's not what I want. I want to have health. I want to be successful. I want to have money to be able to support myself and my pets and my children and family. So, I almost want to add to this after the last couple days because honestly, moving stuff around could actually alter reality or timelines. I mean, it like literally, not just its effect on you. But anyway, just throwing that in there for fun. So, color has an emotional and mental effect on us and breaks through codes, patterns, loops, and programs. But again, I literally think it could change things. Color is an easy fix or cure, like in feng shui, you use cures to solve things. For example, if you have the bathroom in a not so great direction, you can do cures to shore that up. So, what do we have here? Finding your day number. So we have one of you on, and so we can do this with you. Julie can't talk, so she's on mute. But finding your day number, this is very simple. So this is your day of birth is your main number. It's your most personal one. So it has the most influence. And we'll go through the 9 numbers. So obviously there's 9 numbers. And when you get to 10, it's repeating again. So as you get into double or compound numbers, such as 10, 11, 12, and so on, you're just adding them up. So 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1. 11 is 1 plus 1 is 2. 12 is 1 plus 2 is 3. So here we go again, 1 through 9 again. So your day of birth, what you want to do is you want to acknowledge it if it is a double number, but also reduce it to a single number. Because when you have those single numbers, it's a lot easier to see because they represent planets, like we were saying earlier. So you can see if I have 4, which is Uranus, with a 9, which is Mars. Okay, we know these two numbers are not going to get along, or we're going to have some problems that may need attention. So for this class, we're just focusing on color, but we are going to get into a little bit how the numbers clash. So I've got this kind of like I didn't do the fancy slideshows because I want to be able to jump back and forth here. Yeah, so I'm also going to be jumping to whiteboard. So I'm going to show you this here. And let's see, I think I have to do stop share. I mean, I'm going to be drawing with my fingers, so it's not going to be that perfect, but here we go with the whiteboard. Sometimes they change this on me, so hopefully this just works nicely. Okay. So let's see what happens here. So let's say you're born on the 11th of the month. It's just 1 plus 1 is 2. So 11, 2. Let's say you're born on the 24th of the month. 2 plus 4 is 6. So you can kind of go ahead and do this, maybe type into your phone or on a piece of paper or whatever you've got handy, or just do it in your mind and see what your main number is. So if you're born on the 24th, 6 is your main number. Now, these double numbers do have an influence, and 24 is a great number. So they do have their own meanings. Some of them tend to go towards positive, like the 24. Some are kind of neutral. The 11 is neutral. So it depends on if all the other numbers are getting along, then 11 then it'll go positive. But it's one of those ones that could go either way. And then we have the ones that just tend to go negative, such as 12 or 16, unless you, again, balance them out. And 11 can go negative too. So that's all we're doing with the day number. Let's see if I can just go from here. Okay, now I got to close it out. So let's close it out for a second. And let's go back to there. And just let me know if you can still see the slides. So that's finding your day number. So that's one of your main numbers, and there's going to be colors that correspond with it. The other number, which is kind of like secondary, but it's your two strongest numbers, is the period number. And this is just basically based on your sun sign, the period of time that you're born. So neither of these can be changed. You can't change the day you were born or the period that you were born under. So if you look on the dates here, if you don't know your sun sign, anyway, it'll have the dates for you. So let's say you're a Cancer. You're born between June 21st, July 20th. Now, if you're born near the cusp, which means like you're born near, like maybe you're born on July 20th or the 21st or June 20th or something. If anybody that's on, let me know, because I can look you up to make sure what your sign is. Julie, I think we actually did yours, didn't we? Were you the one that was the cusp? But
I am.
So, Ellen, do you know your sign? Like, are you a cusp or is it definite? You don't have to don't give me your birthday, but and if not, you can type in the chat as well. Okay, so we'll just keep going. So anyway, if you know your sign, so let's say you're Scorpio, you are a 9 for a period number. So let's say, whoops, I don't know why my phone's ringing. Just 1 second. Is it always a scammer? Okay. So let's say again, you were born on the 24th, but you're born during the period of Scorpio. So let's say you're born on October 24th. Your day number would be 6. Your period number would be 9. Let's say you were born on the 5th of November. So you're a Scorpio, your period number's 9, your day number's 5. So those are the two main numbers to use color with. And there's a lot more you can take into consideration, but on a daily basis, I think it's just easier to use the two main numbers. Now, if you want to go further, you can add up your name, and I'll show you how this is done. If you do want to see all of your numbers, I don't know if we'll cover the hidden. I guess we could cover the hidden number. That's a little bit confusing in some cases. So basically, this is the alphabet, and I'll show you how to do it. I'll just pull up that same whiteboard if I can. Okay. Hopefully this is showing for everybody. Oops. All right. So let's say your name is Henry. I don't know, Wilson. Okay, so you're not going to add up the entire name. You're going to add up each name separately. So Henry, H is 5, E is 5, N is 5, R is, oops, it's not very good, 5. R is 2, Y is 1, and so on. So Wilson, we have, and then you just add these up. So is that 18 for Henry? So his first name is a 9. So we're looking at this 9. So let's say he's the person that's the Scorpio. He was born on 10/24. So his day number is a 6. His period number is a 9 because he's a Scorpio. And you would do Wilson here. Is that a 25? I don't know if I'm adding right, but it's just to show. So we have a 9 and a 7. And then what you will do is add the two single numbers to get the total name number. You don't add the 25 and the 18. So a 16/7. So his numbers are 6, right? The birthday, 9, the period number. And then he's got another 9 here, a 7 and a 7. So far, none of these conflict, and I'll show you that in a second, but none of these are at odds with each other. So that's totally fine. But you do also have a hidden number, which is taken by adding the 7 plus the 9, which is 16. So he has 16 twice. So this will be a name I would alter somewhat or go by a nickname to change some of these numbers. But that's neither here nor there. So if you want to go that far, you can. And I do have, I do have a cheat sheet. If you want that, you can ask me for that and it'll show you how to do the hidden number. The only thing it doesn't have is the period number, but you've already got that in here. So let's see here. So that's if you want to go that far and look at all the numbers, just in case there's some that you want to avoid when you're picking colors to wear. All right. All right, so here are the colors for the numbers. And let me know if you can see this okay, or if not. The two numbers that have the most influence, the day and the period number colors. So let's take that same example. He's born on the 24th. 2 plus 4 is 6. So we look at day number 6 because that's the day he was born. The colors that are lucky for Henry to wear are all shades of blues and reds, and then wear turquoise and emerald. Now his period number is not 6. His period number was a 9 because he's a Scorpio. So we would look over here, period number 9. Scorpio's the -9, so sometimes there's a little difference between the positive and the negative. Positive 9's Aries and -9's the Scorpio, but they're the same colors. So lighter shades of rose, pink, and blue, no dark colors or electric tones. So he would want to stick with like pastels or even the true shade, like a gemstone shade, just no dark shades. So for blue, that would be navy blue or like a rust color for red or something dark like that. Now, basically, that's what you're going to do here. Now, I want to bring up, oops, okay. So let me stop sharing for a moment here on this. All righty, so we're going to look at, this is straight out of the book here, but it's just easier to see. So when you have all your numbers, you might want to write them down, or if you're just doing the day number and the period number, that's totally fine. This will show the numbers that get along. So harmonious numbers are 1, 2, 4, 7, 3, 6, 9, 5 with 5, 8 with 4 or 8. And then the numbers that clash, sometimes 4s are not good for 1s. It brings in bad luck. But the other way around, if you're a 4-day number, then 1s are always good for you. Okay. All right. So 1s are great for 4. Sometimes 4's not so great for 1 day number. 2 can be dominated by 8. Sometimes this is true, sometimes not. 4 does not get along with 9. 7 doesn't get along with 8. 8 doesn't get along with 7 or 9. 9 doesn't get along with 4 or 8. So if we just think, if you got a 7 in your numbers, you got to watch out for 8s. So as far as color, you're going to want to avoid 8 colors. If you've got an 8 in your numbers, you want to avoid 7 and 9 colors. If you got a 9 in your numbers, you want to avoid 4 and 8 colors. Now, there's a couple exceptions. I don't know why I don't have 17 on here, but if you're born on the 15th of the month or the 17th, or you have a 15 or 17 somewhere else in your numbers, you also want to avoid 4 and 8. So if we're talking about color, I would just focus on your day number and your period number, and then what day it is. So that's going to make this a lot simpler, but these are things that don't get along. If you want to reference this, I just brought that up. Okay, so let's say, bring this back up. There it is, I think. Yeah. All right, so let's say today is the 27th. So this is a 9-day. So if you have 7s or 8s in your numbers, they don't necessarily, or 4s. I'm sorry, not 7. 8s and 4s in your numbers, they don't get along with the 9. So you might want to avoid those colors. So if we look at day 4, gray, fluorescent, neon is the main colors, but it's mainly the neon and some of the pastels. So it's a 9-day, which has to do with reds, pinks, blues. Blue is secondary, but mostly reds and pinks. So if you are, okay, so right now we're under the period of Gemini. So we just went into Gemini, I think. So Gemini is a 5 period number. So 5 gets along with kind of everything. So we don't have any worries about that. So we're just kind of looking at our own period number and our day number, or just do the day number. That's the simplest way to do it. So if you're like this other gentleman, you're a 6, well, 3, 6, 9s get along. So it's 27. You could wear any of the 3, 6, 9 numbers. Now let's take tomorrow, for example, the 28th. 2 plus 8 is 10. 1 plus 1 is 0. Or 1 plus 0 is 1. I can't talk. So it's a day number 1 tomorrow. So if you're, again, that 24, 6, 6 doesn't conflict with 1. Good colors for a 1, it harmonizes with 1, 2, 4, 7. So you could pick any of the 1 colors, the 2 colors, the 4 colors, the 7 colors to wear that day. If you are a day number 1, or if you're a day number 2 or 4 or 7, any of those numbers. Now, if you're a day number 4, and we're looking at today, 4 and 9 don't get along. So you would avoid wearing any of the 9 colors today because it's a 9 day, the 27th. You would wear your own colors, or you would wear like the 1 colors. Remember, 1 brings a lot of luck to 4. So some of these yellows, orange, gold, browns, I might need to edit this. I should have browns in here. But anyway, the lighter shades of brown too, like beige and all of that. So you might want to go into the 1 colors a little bit on this 9 day to bring you some luck, because 4 doesn't get along with 9. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
So I have white on, which I'm a 2. So all shades of green, cream, gray, and white. So I'm wearing white. It's a 9 day. I do have a 9 period number. So I probably could have worn some, or I'm sorry, it's a 9 day. So I could have probably worn some pink or rose or whatever. And we're in a 5 period. We're in Gemini right now as we move towards June. So the 5 doesn't really affect anything, but you could wear 5 shades. So it's something you kind of have to like think about. So maybe start just with the day number. Like don't add the period number in yet. So just start with the day number and think, okay. And this is a screenshot out of the book, by the way, but I can send this to you as well. Day numbers only. Let's say today is June. Now let's go to a different month. Today is September, I don't know, 8th, September 8th. Okay. You can even consider the month number, but more specifically, the day and the period are the strongest influence. So that's an 8 day, September 8th. So if you're an 8 and your numbers look good with 8, that's as dark colors, dark gray, black, dark blue, dark purple, and so on. Any dark shade for 8. But let's say I have my day numbers 9 or it's 7, which don't get along with the 8. I might want to wear my own colors on that day, or wear something that's in my group. So if I'm a 7, I'm in the 1, 2, 4, 7 group. So I might wear 1 colors on that 8 day, or 2 colors. I would say go with the 1, stronger compared with an 8. If I'm a 9, which doesn't get along with the 8, then I would wear my own colors, or I might go to the 3 or the 6. 3, 6, 9 go together. So I might wear the 6 colors of blues. Now it has here all shades of blues and reds, but it's particularly blue for if you have the other book, 5 Numbers of Destiny, it doesn't go this involved. But it's especially important to wear blue for a period number. But basically blue. And for 3 is purple. So you might want to wear some purple or some blue on an 8-day because you're a 9. You want to avoid that 8 energy. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, if you're, let's say, what number haven't we used yet? Well, let's go to 4. Your day number is a 4. It's September 8th, which is an 8-day. 4s actually add energy to 8s. And so sometimes they can get along. So I would say go for it. Wear some dark shades or wear your 4 colors. Let's say on that 8-day, you are a 3-day number. Okay. So 3 has no issues with 8 whatsoever. So you might want to take advantage of that 8 energy and wear dark shades. 8 can bring in finances and things like that. It's a karmic number, though. Sometimes there's a price to pay for things, but it can bring in affluence. 3 as well. 3 is Jupiter expanding energy. And so Jupiter and Saturn here, represented by 8, get along. So there's really no issue. You could wear your own colors. You could wear the 8 colors, take advantage of that day number, and so on and so forth. So start with the day number, and then if you want to throw in period numbers into the mix, by all means. So hopefully that makes sense. And if anybody wants a copy of these, if you look
Yes, I would like.
okay, I think the cheat sheet has these broken down a little simpler for the day number. This is just getting more complex in the third book. But you know what? I'll pause for a second. Let's take a look at the cheat sheet.